Does standing feel harder than it used to? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or weaker than before, even without doing much? Most people blame aging. But what if the real cause is hiding in your daily habits, silently draining your strength, one bite at a time? If you're over 60, this might be the wake-up call your legs have been waiting for. After the age of 60, our muscles, bones, and joints require more support than ever. But while you're trying to eat right or take your vitamins, you might be unknowingly making things worse. Certain foods, and even supplements, can quietly erode leg strength, worsen inflammation, and make your joints stiffer than they should be. It all begins with what's on your plate. Let's start with two everyday enemies you may never have suspected. Sugary desserts. They taste like comfort. A brownie with your coffee, a slice of cake after dinner. But inside your body, something else is happening. Refined sugar spikes your blood sugar, then drops it, draining your energy and weakening your muscles. Repeated sugar highs create chronic inflammation in your joints, especially in your knees and hips. Over time, this creates that nagging soreness in your thighs, the cramping in your calves, and the slow recovery after a simple walk. Think of your muscles like batteries. Sugar charges them quickly, but drains them even faster. And once they're empty, your legs feel heavier, more tired, and less responsive. Fried foods, fries, fried chicken, donuts, crispy on the outside, but damaging on the inside. These foods are rich in trans fats, fats known to constrict blood vessels, impair oxygen delivery, and delay muscle repair. The result? Your leg muscles are starving, not for food, but for oxygen and repair. They become inflamed, slow, and painful. Imagine your legs trying to run a race while wearing a backpack full of bricks. That's the effect these foods have when they become a habit. It gets worse when these foods are consumed regularly, stacking damage over time. Inflammation becomes chronic, and once inflammation settles in the legs, it becomes harder to reverse. You start to avoid activity, not because you want to, but because your body is asking you to stop. You want to stay active. You want to maintain independence. That's the dream outcome. But most people don't realize that with every bite of a sugary or fried snack, the likelihood of reaching that outcome decreases. Why? Because muscle mass shrinks, joints become inflamed, and your sense of strength slips slowly away. There's no visible warning until it's already hard to get off the couch. And the most surprising part, some supplements that promise to protect your bones might be doing more harm than good. These aren't just marketing myths. They're scientifically linked to muscle weakening and imbalance in seniors. We'll talk about those very soon. This is only the beginning. In part 2, we'll dive into the seemingly harmless staples, white bread, processed meats, and even your evening glass of wine, that could be sabotaging your strength one meal at a time. Stay with me. This journey could change how you move for the rest of your life. What if your morning toast, your evening glass of wine, or that slice of ham in your sandwich is quietly weakening your legs? It may seem harmless, but for adults over 60, these common, everyday foods could be stealing your strength, one bite at a time. After 60, we naturally lose about 1% of our muscle mass every year. But certain foods can speed up that loss dramatically, without a single warning sign. Let's look closely at 3 ordinary foods, white bread, alcohol, and processed meats, and how they quietly trigger inflammation, energy crashes, and weakness in your lower body. White bread, a breakfast favorite, yet one of the biggest energy traps. White bread is made with refined flour, stripped of fiber and nutrients. The result? A fast-burning carb that causes blood sugar spikes and crashes. Those sugar swings don't just affect your mood, they impact muscle function. Muscle cells rely on steady glucose to stay active. But with constant insulin spikes, cells can't absorb fuel properly. The result? Legs that feel shaky, heavy, and tired after just a little movement. Think of your muscles like a team of workers. Sugar tells them to rush, then suddenly pulls the power cord, leaving them stranded mid-task. White bread also lacks protein, meaning it does nothing to help muscle recovery. Over time, it becomes a daily drain on your mobility. Alcohol. An evening drink may feel relaxing, but inside your body, alcohol behaves very differently. It disrupts magnesium and calcium absorption, minerals that are crucial for muscle function and bone stability. It also dehydrates your body, leading to cramps, stiffness, and nighttime leg discomfort. Ever wake up after a night of moderate drinking feeling sore or unbalanced? That's alcohol's effect on your muscles and nerves. It silently chips away at your body's ability to repair and recover. Plus, alcohol increases inflammation and can accelerate bone loss, especially dangerous for aging legs and hips. Processed meats, bacon, ham, deli cuts. They're quick, salty, and often found in senior diets. But these meats are loaded with sodium, nitrates, and saturated fats that constrict blood vessels, reduce oxygen to your muscles, and spark systemic inflammation. The result? Morning stiffness, swollen knees, heavy legs. Your legs are like a garden. These ingredients are like clogging the hose. You can't feed the muscles, so they wither slowly over time. You want to stay mobile, independent, to walk, climb stairs, or play with your grandkids without pain. That's your dream outcome. But every white sandwich, every processed meal, every innocent drink, each one quietly chips away at that goal. Not overnight, but slowly, until it becomes your new normal. That's the danger. It doesn't hurt right away, so we ignore the signs, until it's too late. Now that you know how even normal meals can be harming your legs, get ready for what's next. Because in part 3, we'll expose the convenience foods, instant noodles, cheap cakes, and processed cheese. That might be the biggest threat yet. Stay with me. This next part may change how you stock your kitchen forever. You're busy. You want something fast. So you grab a pack of noodles, heat up a frozen pastry, or spread some creamy cheese on toast. It feels harmless. It feels convenient. But here's what you may not realize. These quick meals may be costing you your leg strength, mobility, and independence over time. Many seniors rely on convenience foods because they're easy to prepare, store, and serve. But what's gained in time is often lost in muscle health. Let's uncover 3 major offenders: instant noodles, industrial cakes, and processed cheese, and why they're among the worst foods for your legs after 60. Instant noodles. They're salty, fast, and filling, but nutritionally, they offer almost nothing. Made primarily of refined flour, instant noodles have very little protein, fiber, or essential minerals. What they do have is a high dose of sodium, artificial flavoring, and preservatives. The effect? Sodium overload causes fluid retention, leading to swollen legs, joint pain, and circulation problems. Poor circulation means your muscles get less oxygen, which slows repair and increases soreness. Think of it this way: your legs are like an engine. Instant noodles give you gas with no oil. Sure, it runs for a while, but the damage builds up fast. Industrial cakes. They taste like childhood. But these processed sweets are loaded with trans fats, preservatives, and refined sugar, the perfect storm for inflammation. Trans fats increase bad cholesterol and decrease good cholesterol, which restricts blood flow to the muscles. The preservatives mess with your immune system. And the sugar? It feeds inflammation that keeps your joints in a constant state of irritation. Imagine trying to walk with sandbags strapped to your ankles. That's how your legs feel after weeks or months of these treats. Processed cheese. It may melt easily and taste creamy, but many processed cheese products are chemically modified, high in saturated fat, and packed with sodium. Worse still, they contain phosphates and additives that disrupt calcium and magnesium levels in the body, minerals essential for muscle contraction and bone stability. Result? Cramps, nighttime leg pain, and muscle fatigue that seems to come out of nowhere. You want to age with strength, to move with ease. That's the dream outcome. But every time you swap real food for ultra-processed snacks, You make it harder for your muscles to support you. The perceived convenience comes at the cost of long-term stability. The more your muscles are starved of nutrition, the more they shrink, and the faster your legs give out when you need them most. The worst part: these foods don't just fail to help you, they actively hurt you. They inflame, they weaken, they wear down your engine while you're still trying to run. If you think this was shocking, wait until you see what's next. In part 4, we'll look at how beloved treats like ice cream, milk chocolate, and canned goods, foods you've probably trusted for years, may be the hidden reason your legs feel tired, stiff, or unstable. Stay with me. We're just getting started. A bowl of ice cream on a warm evening. A piece of chocolate to reward yourself. A can of soup for convenience. They feel like simple pleasures. But for aging legs, they may be wolves in sheep's clothing. Could these beloved comfort foods be secretly contributing to your soreness, stiffness, or instability? After 60, your body's ability to recover, repair muscle, and fight inflammation slows down. That's why what you eat matters more than ever. And the bad news: many popular indulgences are loaded with compounds that accelerate the very problems you're trying to avoid. Let's take a closer look at industrial ice cream, milk chocolate, and canned goods, and why they might be silently sabotaging your legs. Industrial ice cream: sweet, creamy, and cold, but also packed with refined sugar and saturated fats. These ingredients spike your blood sugar, then drop it hard, leaving muscles with inconsistent energy. That blood sugar roller coaster harms your leg muscles more than you think. The saturated fats in cheap ice cream clog arteries and reduce blood flow. That means less oxygen for your lower limbs and slower healing when they're sore or fatigued. Add in artificial thickeners and stabilizers, common in most supermarket brands, and you've got a food that's practically made to inflame your joints. Milk chocolate. Commercial milk chocolate is often more sugar and fat than actual cocoa. And without real cocoa, you're missing out on antioxidants that protect muscles and support circulation. Instead, you get a high-calorie, low-nutrient treat that causes inflammation and blood sugar crashes, draining your muscles of steady energy. Think of your legs like tires. These foods create constant pressure changes. Eventually, the tires start to sag, wear down, or even blow out. Canned foods. They're convenient, shelf-stable, and easy to prepare. But canned foods often contain excess sodium, chemical preservatives, and even traces of metal from the can lining. Too much sodium leads to fluid retention. The result? Puffy, swollen legs and ankles that feel heavy and stiff. Many canned items also lose much of their original nutrition during processing, especially protein and potassium, which are essential for muscle repair and nerve function. Long-term consumption can lead to nutrient imbalance, increased joint pain, and general fatigue in your lower body. You want to stay strong, to walk steadily, to rise from a chair without hesitation. But every spoonful of ice cream, every sugary chocolate bar, every overly salty can of soup, these chip away at your strength. Not just because of what they contain, but because of what they lack, the nutrition your body now depends on. Over time, these foods leave your muscles underfed, inflamed, and struggling to support you. We've talked about the sweet and salty culprits, but now it's time to reveal the most deceptive ones of all: ultra-processed snacks disguised as quick bites. In part 5, we'll expose how flavored chips, boxed cookies, and instant foods with mysterious enhancers are doing more than just ruining your diet. They may be wrecking your mobility. Stay tuned, it's about to get even more revealing. They hide behind harmless names like flavor enhancers, yeast extract, or natural seasoning. But for adults over 60, these additives may be quietly weakening your muscles, stressing your joints, and disturbing circulation, without you realizing it. You might have reduced sweets and fried foods. But if you're still using packet soups, bouillon cubes, or instant noodles, you may still be feeding the real problem: chemical additives. Let's look at one of the biggest culprits, monosodium glutamate, or MSG, and how processed seasonings and flavor agents harm your legs. MSG, the flavor bomb that weakens you. MSG is everywhere, in frozen dinners, snack seasonings, canned soups, and restaurant meals. While it boosts taste, it can interfere with nerve signals, disrupting muscle coordination and triggering symptoms like leg heaviness or cramps, tingling or numbness, weakness after light movement. Imagine this, trying to walk through thick mud with ankle weights on. That's how your legs respond when nerve signals are off balance. Processed seasonings and instant meals, packaged spices, stock cubes, and boxed rice mixes are often loaded with preservatives, phosphates, and sodium. These irritate your tissues, increase fluid retention, and lower magnesium absorption, key for muscle function. Your nervous system is like a GPS. When additives block the signal, your muscles don't move right, or recover right. You may eat fewer calories, but the internal damage is real. Common hidden names to watch for: flavor enhancer, 621. Autolyzed yeast extract, disodium, inosinate/guanylate, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, HVP. Even healthy items labeled low fat or light may contain these. Real-world impact. Seniors often report feeling bloated, tired, or sore in the legs after just one instant meal. But these symptoms stack over time, leading to chronic fatigue, swelling, or even falls. Studies show long-term exposure to glutamate disrupts balance, reflexes, and recovery, especially in aging muscles. Hidden risk in health versions. Even foods labeled low-fat or heart-healthy often contain these same additives. But the body doesn't process synthetic chemicals like natural nutrients. They build up slowly, disrupting how your muscles absorb magnesium and potassium. That's when you feel subtle signs: tired legs, minor cramps, or muscle tightness after walking. What to do? Instead, use natural flavors like garlic, lemon, or herbs. Freeze homemade broth with clean ingredients. Simple swaps, big difference. You want to walk without pain. Keep your balance. Live independently. That's your dream outcome. But every just add water soup or powdered flavoring moves you further from that goal. These aren't just ingredients. They're obstacles to your strength. We've tackled food. Now let's look at something even more surprising: vitamins. In Part 6, I'll reveal the 2 most harmful vitamins for seniors' leg health, and what you can do to avoid hidden danger while still protecting your bones. Stay with me. The final chapter could change how you take your supplements forever. Vitamins are supposed to protect us. They promise stronger bones, better immunity, and more energy. But what if 2 of the most common vitamins taken by seniors are silently doing the opposite? Weakening your legs, draining your muscles, and increasing your risk of falls. After 60, many people turn to supplements. While that's often helpful, not all vitamins are safe in excess, especially when taken without medical guidance. Let's talk about the 2 most concerning: vitamin A and vitamin D, and how they may be silently hurting your legs. Vitamin A, the overlooked muscle saboteur. Vitamin A helps with vision and skin health, but in high doses, especially from supplements, it builds up in the liver and becomes toxic. Symptoms: muscle and joint pain, especially in the legs and lower back. Too much vitamin A interferes with calcium and magnesium absorption. The result? Muscle cramps, stiffness, and slower reaction time. You may feel wobbly getting out of a chair, or find yourself avoiding stairs without knowing why. Seniors taking multivitamins plus fish oils or separate vitamin A supplements may unknowingly triple their intake, raising their risk of bone thinning and muscle fatigue. Studies show excess vitamin A causes bone demineralization, especially in the legs and hips. Tip: check for ingredients like retinol or retinol palmitate on supplement labels. These are more likely to build up and cause harm, especially in low-protein diets. Vitamin D, the bone helper. That can hurt. Vitamin D helps absorb calcium, but without testing and dosage control, it can cause calcium to settle in soft tissue, not your bones. Symptoms of too much vitamin D: leg cramps, muscle stiffness, coordination trouble, kidney overload, which leads to swelling and fatigue. Your muscles are like rubber bands. Extra calcium stiffens them, reducing their stretch and strength, making you prone to soreness or injury. Many seniors take 2,000 to 5,000 IU per day without knowing their blood levels. Over time, this leads to silent muscle stress. Remember, vitamin D is fat-soluble. It stores in your body. So if you're taking it daily, the effects build up fast. You take these vitamins to protect your bones and stay strong. But if you take too much, you might be weakening the very foundation you're trying to preserve. The fix? Get a blood test. Ask your doctor before taking high doses. Watch for vitamin overlaps in multivitamins, fortified foods, and individual pills. Over the last 5 parts, we've uncovered how certain foods, snacks, and now even supplements can slowly chip away at your strength. But here's the good news. You have more control than you think. Remove the silent saboteurs. Reclaim your muscle strength. Protect your independence. Your legs carry your freedom. Let's make sure they carry you well into the future. Subscribe, stay informed, and take the next step in your health journey today.